Night on planet Thelion 7 did not fall gently, it dropped like a curtain pulled by an unseen hand. The air shimmered with streaks of violet auroras, bending and warping across a sky unfamiliar to earthborn eyes. A deep hum echoed from the crystalline forests, vibrating through the ground like the heartbeat of the planet itself. And there, standing at the edge of that alien world, was the last person anyone expected to be part of an interspecies scandal, Ethan Morales, a human engineer with a quiet voice, a calm mind, and absolutely no intention of making headlines. Yet he already had. Because in the silver-lit distance, resting in a collapsed cradle of crystalline vines, lay Lysera, a towering Thalioni giantess, 8 meters of luminous skin, braided starlight hair, and a trembling body that refused to move. Her eyes flickered with both pleasure and pain, her voice barely a whisper across the wind. "Ethan! I can't walk." And the galaxy demanded to know why. That changed everything. Ethan had only been on the Leon 7 for 3 months. He was sent as part of the Earth of the Leon Cultural Exchange Initiative, something fancy politicians created to prove humans could behave as responsible interstellar neighbors. Ethan simply repaired machines, studied alien tech, and avoided the spotlight. Lysera made avoiding it impossible. She was a cultural liaison, graceful, curious, and fascinated by humans, especially by Ethan's calm, deliberate nature. While other Thalioni towered like walking monuments, she moved with the delicate presence of a living constellation. Their friendship grew slowly, almost shyly, like two worlds orbiting closer with each passing sunrise. But last night changed everything. They had been inside Lysera's elevated sky dwelling, suspended like a glass lantern above the crystalline forest. The night had been cool, quiet, almost hypnotic. They shared stories, laughter, and a bottle of Thalioni Lumina drink that shimmered like liquid nebula. Lysera leaned too close. Ethan didn't lean away. Gravity, or fate, did the rest. What began as hesitant curiosity spiraled into a night of closeness that neither planet had a word for. And by dawn, Lysera's legs, designed for slow, graceful strides, trembled so violently she could not stand. As sunlight scattered through her crystalline chamber, her breath came in broken threads. "Human bodies weren't meant to mix like that," she whispered, more stunned than ashamed. Ethan, still flushed with adrenaline and guilt, tried to help her sit up, but her towering weight shifted wrong, and she collapsed into the cradle of vines that now held her helpless. Below, the forest vibrated in panic. Thalioni scouts had spotted her fall. Now dozens gathered, murmuring in deep-toned harmonics, their luminescent eyes darting between the collapsed giantess and the small human beside her. Ethan raised his hands, heart racing. "This isn't what it looks like." Unfortunately for him, it looked exactly like something. And for the Thalioni, whose biology and culture treated physical union as a sacred, planet-binding ritual, there was nothing casual about what had happened. Lysera reached toward him with trembling fingers. "Don't leave, please." Her voice shook more from fear than weakness. Because to the Thalioni elders approaching from the horizon, this wasn't just a scandal. It was a bonding event. And a human had no idea what that meant. The elders arrived in silence, 3 towering figures whose very presence made the forest bow. They wore ceremonial obsidian exo-robes, pulsing with golden veins that marked their authority. Their eyes glowed with a cool blue light, like moonlit oceans staring through Ethan's soul. "Human Ethan Morales," Elder Verith intoned, "step forward." Ethan swallowed hard but obeyed. Lysera watched him with shimmering fear. "This is all a misunderstanding," he said, his voice steadying. "Lysera, she just needs medical help." But the elders were not listening to excuses. One bent low, placing a vast hand on Lysera's forehead. A ripple of light passed between them, reading her body, her energy, her memories. Lysera winced. "Please, be gentle." When the elders straightened, the forest went still. "The bond has begun," he declared. Ethan blinked. "The what bond?" Lysera's luminous cheeks flushed deeply. "Ethan, in our biology, when we share a bed, it forms an energy link between our nervous systems." "And the inability to walk?" Ethan asked softly. "Your energy overwhelmed hers," the elder replied coldly. "Humans burn too bright, too fierce. Her body is adjusting." Ethan felt a stab of guilt. I didn't know. I never wanted to hurt her. Lysera reached for him again, her fingers enormous yet trembling like fragile glass. You didn't hurt me. I chose this. I chose you. Gasps rippled through the gathered Thalioni. Ethan moved to her side, placing his hand on the glowing skin of her arm. Then tell them. Tell them this wasn't forced. Lysera nodded weakly. He did not harm me. Our bond is real. A silence fell so deep it swallowed the wind. The elders exchanged glances that spoke in harmonics Ethan couldn't hear. Finally, Elder Vareth spoke. Then tradition demands we honor it. A Thalioni who bonds must not walk until her partner rises with her. Ethan frowned. Meaning, Lysera whispered, her eyes softening, you must stay with me, until I stand again. Days, maybe weeks. The shock hit him like a wave. But then he saw the fear behind her shimmering eyes, fear of punishment, fear of shame, fear of losing him. He squeezed her hand. I'll stay. As long as it takes. Lysera exhaled shakily, relief washing through her like warm starlight. The elders bowed their heads. So it shall be. Ethan settled beside Lysera, dwarfed by her size yet somehow feeling perfectly aligned with her heartbeat. The forest hummed again, not with fear, but acceptance. He looked up at her, and she smiled, tender and luminous. Ethan. I think this is the beginning of something bigger than either of us. He smiled back. Yeah. Maybe the whole galaxy will just have to deal with it. And under the violet auroras of the Leon 7, with a bond no species ever expected, the giantess who couldn't walk found her strength not in her legs, but in the human who refused to leave her side.